conference will now be recorded.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to this regular meeting of the Vader City Council. It is 6:03 p.m. on Wednesday, March 20th. Roll call.
Jason Daly.
Here.
Nicole Hansen.
Here.
John Hurt.
Here.
Sherry Kernan Kindle.
Here.
Mike Parsons.
Here.
Joe Shy.
I am also here. Pledge allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mayor's report. McMurphy Park Cultural Resources Survey. RCO did get back to us, and they just wanted to let us know that they are reviewing that updated report. McMurphy Park, the Phase 2 RCO technical grant presentation has been given. We're waiting for feedback on that. Once we get that feedback, we can edit our presentation for the final presentation, which will be in August. Got some time on that. Outfall diffuser and lift station. We're almost done with the USDA grant application for the funding on that. So we're hopefully get that finished up this week and get that in. It's a federal application, and if you have any idea of what federal grants look like, they're very complicated. Annexation. There will be a public hearing here with City Council on June 10th at 6:45. Know that that's a special meeting. That's not our regular night. And annexation, there's a public hearing at Lewis County with the commissioners on June 16th at 10 a.m. They'll have a few other things on their agenda, so it probably won't start right at 10. It'll be later in their agenda. Water receivership. The consultants are working with Department of Health in Lewis County on the agreement details. And at our next meeting on June 3rd, Ross Nielsen, he's the Lewis County assessor. He'll be here to answer all of your questions regarding levies and property taxes and things like that. So this is well in advance of budget season, but he gets pretty busy around that time, and so this gives us all kinds of time to get that information in. So start thinking about that, and you can bring those, or we can even send those questions to him early if there's something that you think he needs to research. Council reports. Any members of the council have any reports? Okay. Agenda approval. The one change that I do have is the number 4. Council to consider the granite construction contract for TIB grant work. That contract is not ready. After Tony reviewed it, she wanted some changes, and so we'll remove that from.
That we approve the agenda for May 20th, 2026, with the removal of number 4.
Motion by Mr. Parsons to approve the agenda with removal of number 4. Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Second by Mr. Daly. Discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Minutes approval.
I'll make a motion that we approve city minutes for May 6, 2026 as written.
A motion by Mr. Daly to approve the minutes. Second. Second, Mr. Hurt. Discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Voucher approval.
Make a motion that we approve the voucher for end of May 2026 for $54,268.18.
We have a motion to approve the vouchers. Do we have a second?
Second.
Seconded.
That might have got him before I did.
Ms. Parsons. Guess I need to call it out so we can know who wins, huh? Any discussion on the vouchers? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, special reports. 4th of July.
Last week we had a staff meeting. We had $200 and Ruben come in and discuss our parking strategy. We are going to have D Street be one way, and it goes from 8 to 506. So the traffic only flows one direction. And then 8 will also be one way, and will come in from West Side Highway. We've talked to DOT, and they're gonna get us some event signs for the top of the hill up there and down here that say caution event ahead. I've sent you guys a packet with all of the money that we've raised so far and money that we've spent, which is on event insurance. I think that's my whole report.
So with it being a one-way on 8th Street, is that mean so that they can do parking all along the other side?
And so the chief can get his brush truck through if there's an emergency.
Right,
And AIDS was really
bad last year, yeah.
So we're just gonna have parking on one side only and then one.
And is that the only parking that we've found? Other
That's the only
than,
that we really discussed is this street and D Street, right?
As an issue, you mean? Because there was some up on 506, some concerns with people parking over the fog line. And so we're getting 200 cones from the county and we can block off part of the area last year that was an issue where they
The
were
shoulder.
parking in too far into the road.
yeah, they see the fireworks.
Yeah, and they're blocking.
That's my only question.
That's my whole
Yeah,
report.
thank you.
Okay, so I made a comment last week. I'm trying to figure out who's the committee now? Is it you two?
Yep.
That's it. Okay, so this has gone exactly nowhere where I wanted it to go. Because the city, I don't want to put this on our budget. So it's supposed to be a promoter or somebody else, a committee, and I thought it was Ken Jocelyn. I just found out that he hasn't been in it for a while. And then Anson, and I'm like, okay, the city shouldn't be this involved in this because we are not, it should be a promoter doing it and us supporting them. Now we've got our deputy clerk and a council person doing this whole thing. I mean, is that how you guys feel or?
I agree that throughout the last month or so, we've all realized that the involvement's different than we thought, the spending's different than we thought. I think that having the meetings with Kristen has helped because we, as far as we know, no spending's gonna happen unless it gets approved by us and fundraising will happen. But I agree that it is different than what I thought we had planned on. It's different than I thought we agreed on. And I definitely think it needs to be changed for next year.
Mhm.
And as far as I know, and I would love the committee and for Kristen to correct me, we haven't spent any money other than the budgeted fireworks money. The city's not going to approve, council's not going to approve any additional money at this point. Is that?
We have paid for special event insurance in the
That's
vouchers for
included,
tonight or
correct.
the fireworks, 5,000 of which is being paid for by a grant. And then there will need to be our firework insurance that the city is responsible for and the bathrooms. Last year, the city paid for the entire event. And so I was more involved and hands-on of this is how we need to handle the money this year because I was not comfortable with how it was spent and tracked last year. So I've been very vocal about the city needs to be very hands-on with how we collect the money, how we track the money. So I will take responsibility for that. And I think that for audit purposes, that's really important. If we're going to use city money, then it needs to be documented properly and it needs to be following policies that we have in place.
So can you remind me the three things that were included? Because I think the three things that you mentioned just now are the three things that we approved in the budget in fall. Is that true?
Fireworks, special event insurance, firework insurance, bathrooms.
Those are the things that were approved.
You guys budgeted $10,000 plus a $5,000 grant for this event.
No, we budgeted $10,000 for city events, not necessarily this event, correct? It's not earmarked for 4th of July. I know some people feel like it is, but I didn't feel like it was. Felt like $10,000 for city events. So based on those 4 items, where are we at total wise? Like based on the budget versus what we're being asked?
So special event insurance cost us $216.30. I don't know what firework insurance is gonna cost because we don't have that back yet. They are waiting for that. Bathrooms will cost $719.
And then can you, I don't know which.
You
I can let
can expect
people-
firework
I got
insurance to be a few
way
thousand
less than
dollars.
that.
I think it was about your board last
I'm
year.
just joking,
That's about right.
man. Charge
Okay,
people
I think it
$1.
was about $3,000 last year. And then what was the other item that's $5,000 in our packet tonight?
The actual fireworks.
$5,000, so all of the fireworks are in the vouchers. Right. $5,000 of which we received a grant from the county to go towards what we spent on that.
Right. So at this point, we're gonna spend about $4,000 and we have 10,000.
I'm sorry, say it again.
At this point, we're gonna spend about $4,000 and we have 10,000 earmarked for events in the city. So I think, spending up to $5,000 seems reasonable, but I agree with you, it's not,
But
go ahead.
So is any of that $10,000 that we budgeted for, did any of that come out for the May Day parade and event?
Yes.
Do you know how much that was?
Don't quote me, it was like $468 or $498 for the insurance.
Yeah,
May Day.
it was negligible. So we easily have, $9,000 and, if we just hypothetically say 5,000 is for 4th of July, we're technically still on track within our budget.
But did we pay for fireworks?
That's what's in the
Yeah,
vouchers
That's
tonight.
what's in
It's in the vouchers tonight. But there's a grant for 5,000 for the event.
Yeah, fireworks were more than 5,000, but there was a grant for 5,000 for them.
What's the total for the fireworks then? Sorry. I just don't have it. I don't have it all in hand. I should have asked for you to
What's
put
our
it in the
next
packet
event
this
that we're
time.
gonna spend the remainder on?
I don't know right now.
But we have they have the Christmas thing, they have a holiday thing.
Yeah.
That we help out on, that we're supposed to just help out on these things.
I should have asked you to print my packet so I could highlight it because now I'm trying to scroll through on my computer and I'm not fast enough.
Any word on the tablets? Since we're on that kind of
We
little
got an
subject.
email. We got an email about it.
Oh, God, I'm
Burn.
I was,
super busy, man.
I was setting them up earlier before the meeting and got pulled away.
Oh,
Thank you, Kristen. I'm sorry I didn't get a chance. to
I got
read
one
that
email
before I sat
this
down.
week and it was from Kristen. It was a sad one. The only email I opened. We've been doing a big beautification project and it's been taking.
$7,961.96.
$7,900.
$61.96.
So we're gonna be closer to 64, almost 7,000. Let me,
And then is her pay
18.
to be doing this?
Well, last year we were doing it too in office because they have to pay through the city. So when we collect payment for vendors and when they get their applications approved, it was through the city last year as well.
Okay,
Ask the
but
question differently.
ask the question differently. So is there, because the whole goal of this, like I said from the beginning, is to get it self-sustained by a promoter like Mayday's is.
Mhm.
Mayday, they come to us and they say, we need this, this, or this. And that's the way that it should be. And that's what we wanted this to be. And all of a sudden now it's being ran through the city.
Not any different than it was last year.
Yeah, same as last year because.
And you
money's-
said last year, it's going to take a couple years, I get it. You said that last year.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So we're still it started at 0 this year as well.
Okay, but it's
So
going to
let's
take,
hope that in the future, it has money to sustain itself and become its own
A
Okay,
nonprofit would come and run it instead of
Mhm.
the city.
yeah, but the city, so you're,
I've got to build up something for them to hand over to somebody.
Well, I kind of disagree. So I don't
that
agree with that
person
anymore.
should build it up.
Right.
The promoter or the committee or whatever, they should be the ones building it up, not the city. So it should be self-sustaining, or if it's losing, then the city's not paying for it.
I think,
I thought we discussed that last year when we had all these vouchers in and stuff, that we talked about, it has to run on its own, you know? We can't be putting the money out there, and then get all these receipts in and say, well,
Yeah, because
we spent
that,
this
and I
money, we spent
agree
this
with,
money.
Kristen, I agree with you. Getting the receipts to the city shouldn't have happened before. It should have been, okay, this is your guys' committee. Whatever you guys want to do is great. The city is here to, pay for the fireworks, because at this point is what I interpreted, pay for the fireworks, pay for the insurance, help close the roads. Not everything else, and running it. And the problem is it's not going to take off. If we build it, we can't hand it over to somebody and let them run it. They need to build it themselves. It needs to be built up by somebody. Otherwise, it's just, they're going to be starting from scratch. Does that make sense?
Well, the city-owned part came out of last year where it was kind of a natural progression. If the city was going to own fireworks, that we would own the festival. And so the committee came out of that, the fact that we were already doing it. And that's just kind of what happened this year as well. But, you know, going forward, it seems unlikely that we're going to have at least city-owned in the future. We'll wrap it up the way it is this year, and then next year we'll do this other method that we're talking about, where it's more like May Day, where the city's in support of a group that's owning it. And it'll make the logistics easier too, if they don't have to come and ask, you know, the city every time they want to get something approved. And they can own it, if that, and they'll have their own budget and they can own that, and it'll just make it easier.
So where's all the money going that's being raised that day for the car event, the vendors and all that? Where is all that money going? Is it
It's collected here at the city.
the city?
Yeah.
And that goes into our bottom line. So we will actually owe the committee next year anything that was profit. Correct? No?
no.
That's city money.
So then that means that
That means the city's running it.
the city's running it. So that means that next year, the people that come in are going to have to start from scratch. And we've already had a year for them to build up and get it going. So that's,
Agreed. And I think I had different expectations about how the fundraising would offset what we were planning and those kinds of things. So I think we're all on the same page that next year it's going to be different.
I'm not even up for next year. I'm up for this year. If we can still find somebody else to run it, let them run it.
In just over a month and a half.
Yeah, I disagree that, I think that's a,
Yeah.
we're setting up everyone for failure at that point if we do that this year.
Okay, well, I don't know. I just think that it's going to, whoever, so it's not going to be self-sufficient next year.
Well, it wasn't this year.
It wasn't this year, but it had a momentum going. And the momentum I don't see is there like it was before.
I beg to differ, but I mean, come sit at a meeting, Mike. come see what we got going on. I mean, it's going to be exciting.
Well, that's the thing. The people, all the people around, they're not coming to the meetings. So it has to be out there. I should be able to see it on Facebook, on,
I just
all
put it
this
out.
stuff.
I just put it out on Facebook.
and, okay. So I don't know. I'm just,
Were there any profits from last year? The event?
Here's what I can do. I can put together all of last year's information and I will put together this year's information, finance-wise, and get it to you guys. But last year's information was included, I believe, in 2 packets. But I can send it in an email.
Well,
if you guys
the
want.
reason I'm asking is because if there was a profit last year, should we be giving that to the event, the paper? No.
There wasn't
a profit last year.
No,
Okay.
there was not a profit. I don't necessarily, if someone else wants Kristen to do that, that's fine, but I don't necessarily think we need to ask Kristen to pull the information from last year. If you like it, then, but I feel like we got it last year, so I don't want you to have to re-pull it. Does anyone else need Kristen to pull the information again?
I just brought that up because if there was monies last year, should it go to the event or should it just stay in the city? Because it was volunteers that ran it last year.
Yes, but last year the city paid $1,450 for bands. And there was over $2,000 written for stuff. Yeah, so
There was not.
money that was raised did go back to last year's event.
Something that I've always kept in mind with these events is that they're not necessarily there to make a profit. I mean, this is a way for the city to give back to the community, right, with the fireworks and stuff. And I mean, ideally, we could break even on it, but that's not necessarily the strategy we've taken, right? It's like city parks. They don't generate, they always cost us more than they generate, but they're there for the community. And that's kind of how, like, 4th of July with the fireworks kind of always was it was a way to give back to the community. And so, I don't necessarily think there's a problem with the city paying more for an event like this than it generates. But that's just the way I've looked at it.
Yeah, but we're also wanting to increase the levy again this year. And that should be its own thing. Like, we don't want government running this event.
So is your opinion that you don't want the city to do like the fireworks and stuff too, or?
I think that the city can, just like I said before, we can pay for the fireworks until the event gets going. Once it gets going, whoever is doing the event should be able to pay for those fireworks. Be it they take the money from the car show or they take the money from this or that, it has to be ran like a business and not just a handed out type of thing. I don't think that it's, if the parks are one thing, but we also are trying to figure out how to make money out of the parks. There's RV spots, there's renting the parks, we're trying to recoup some money from that. But it's the fireworks. We pay for the fireworks for 2-3 years. And then the promoter at that point should be able to take it over. They pay for the fireworks themselves. And we just support it. We help them close the roads. Maybe we do an insurance thing for them. Like May Days, they come to us and they have these specific things. Hey, we need this. Are you guys good with that?
I agree with you. And I think that's the kind of standard we set last year. And I think part of what we're missing is feeling like we're making forward progress. So I think when we give this event to another group, potentially some forward progress needs to be clear about how they're going to make money to help offset the things that we're willing to pay for. Because I agree, I think, Joe, in response to your thought, I agree that the fireworks are for the residents and that it adds value. But like Mr. Parsons, I don't want to oversee all of the other items in the future. But again, like Mr. Parsons, I'm happy for us to keep supporting the fireworks as long as the group that's involved, if there's another group involved that creates a lot of extra work for us, there needs to be some progress toward helping kind of offset the cost. I think.
Yeah, I don't mind the city paying for the fireworks, but yeah, give the actual activity event stuff like the vendors and things like that, car show to another person to run. But I agree with Joe that, you know, the fireworks has always been something that has been like the give back that the city's done to the, so I think that we're kind of gonna need to be on the hook for those, because those are, there's very difficult to come up with that $7,000-8,000 for, you know, for activity, for a group come up with, especially before the event.
I'd even be willing to let a for-profit organization do it if we had benchmarks that said, okay, $2,000 offsets the city's investment this year, 3,000 offsets next year, 4,000 offsets. And if somebody wanted to pay that every year, instead of just have their fundraising go toward it, I'd even consider that. So we had clear benchmarks that was kind of offsetting our costs. So I think we have lots of options for going forward. This year, I'm not sure what we do about this year.
You're not sure about what we're going to do this year?
Well, Mr. Parsons was saying he'd like it to be taken over by another organization. I do think that would be difficult with this much time.
Yeah.
I do think that'd be difficult.
Well, Anson had it, and.
No, Anson never did have it. He was part of the 4th of July committee.
Okay, he was part of the 4th of July committee, so was Ken Jocelyn.
Mhm.
And how much money did he lose on this? Anson, last year, how much money did you lose? I know that we paid you back some.
Yeah, 5,000.
So he sunk $5,000 into it. So are we going to be,
We lost money too, and we did not invoice the city.
okay, so you guys lost money too. So we paid all of that money, plus you guys all put in that money. And we're gonna stay under budget this year and have just the same amount of, just the same thing?
Yeah, hide and watch.
Okay, all right.
So let's talk about the budget for a minute. So based on, if I've done this correctly, keep me honest maybe, if the fireworks cost $79.61 and 5,000 is paid for by a grant, that's $29.61 left over. Firework insurance, I'm estimating is gonna be about 3,000, does that seem correct? Plus a special event insurance, $216, bathroom, $719. So the total the city will pay is $68.96, $6,896. That's more than I hoped it would be. However, it is within our $10,000 budget.
But you get that,
Did I get that correct, Kristen? Would you, okay, thank you.
you get that with what they've already spent for the May Day, and then you've got the holiday and the Christmas coming up.
Well, Christmas has always had funds come from the Parks Department.
Yeah.
So never from the Community Event Celebration General Fund.
Okay, thank you.
And that event has been paying a little bit for a Santa Claus.
Yeah, they don't pay for one now.
When Santa Claus used to be
Well, let's make
$100
sure
for
they
Santa
don't.
Claus.
Let's make sure they don't have to pay for one this year too.
I keep losing weight.
So anyway, that was a pretty low
We'll stop you.
expense event to give back to the community. So.
This $6,800 is only fireworks, firework insurance, special event, and bathrooms. So I'm inclined to approve it only because these are the items we budgeted for. Even if they're a little more costly than we expected them to be, they are the items we budgeted for. That said, tonight we're not approving firework insurance because we don't actually have a quote. Is that correct? Okay.
Yeah, and that's not because we haven't tried. It's because
Right.
the insurance
That's
company
fair.
wants to wait until 60 days out.
Yeah. I just don't want the group to think we're approving $6,000 right now. It's more of a concept.
wants to wait until.
60 days before the event.
That's dirty. I hate insurance right now. That's just dirty.
Having a bad day with insurance already.
You and me both.
While we're thinking, I have a couple of day of questions. There's a note on our packet that says the time capsule ceremony will happen at noon, 1 or 4:30, but I didn't get a chance to read about what the time capsule ceremony is. Can someone enlighten us?
Time capsule is being put on by the Parks Board. They
Okay.
are, actually, they could probably answer it better.
Parks Board?
Yeah, we were gonna bring this up next week at the Parks Board meeting, feel everybody else out on the board to see what time might work for them to hopefully be able to support that as well, but ceremony just, yeah, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's just like, hey, here's a time capsule.
It's a funeral for a time
Yeah,
capsule.
essentially, yeah. We have been starting to collect a few things for us, so it should be kind of cool, but I don't know what yet to expect on that. We've been inundated with some other projects right now, so yeah, cool. Should be fun though.
I'll try to find an 8-track. Really confuse
That's buried
people.
30 years ago.
We do have the time capsules. They're here at City Hall already.
Yeah, they're cool looking.
Oh, really?
And can someone help me understand, I'm a little concerned about the size of the committee, so just for day of logistics. So can someone help me understand how the day of logistics are gonna go?
So first thing in the morning, Kristen and I will check cars in here and bring money right to the vault.
Okay,
And then Sherry will be helping park, and then my husband and Sherry's husband will also help park.
okay,
There's not a lot that needs to be helped or that they're setting up. I just need to be able to check them in. So
okay,
we'll do that right after cars get checked in. Cornhole, we have a Dylan from Mayday. He's gonna help us with that, so
Okay.
I don't have a lot of involvement.
fair enough.
Apple pie contest will be me, just with some judges
Okay,
doing that.
You said you were.
There's not, I don't think that there's anything else that I will need people for.
do we have a cleanup committee for the day after? Okay.
And Sherry and her husband and my husband, probably the kids, and our kids.
I was gonna say, please publicize the need for a cleanup committee. The first year I was here, people were asked to meet and clean up fireworks. There was only 4 of us there, but it was my first volunteer activity at the city and I really enjoyed it. Last year, there was not a lot of cleanup done for the fireworks it was a different kind of cleanup last year,
We
so
were focusing our efforts on downtown.
Yeah.
cleaning up that.
fair enough. So I just would love it if we publicize the opportunity to help the city clean up down there and at the fireworks.
Are we gonna, do we know when the school is gonna come mow that? I know it's a long time beforehand, but
They just mowed 2 days ago.
I think they
and
were here
just
this
did a
morning.
stripe around
They
the
were here this
outside.
morning.
Yeah, weren't they here this morning? Yeah, someone was here this morning.
And we get a hold of them too.
They started it this morning.
oh, they did?
They mowed out by the road anyway.
Just in the middle. like-
Yeah, out there, they feel-
Yeah, because most of the time they mow it like right before and then you have all that dead grass out there. And
Interesting.
I went out and tried to vacuum it, but my vacuum is burned up and gone now.
Oh, that's right.
It went to the vacuum heaven.
Oh, that's terrible.
So if they can mow it and continue to mow it more so it keeps it down instead of, I don't know if that's something they can do or not.
Or do we water it? Did
Last
we
year,
water
Joe
it?
went and watered it. before
Yeah,
the
last year we
fireworks.
watered it. That's what I thought.
Twice, yeah.
It's dry the day before, then Joe waters.
I'll bag it. I'll get my bagger out.
And push.
Yeah. Wait, yeah,
Like
Nicole,
there-
don't you have a lawnmower?
Yeah.
Yeah, it goes around like this.
Okay, so what do we need to approve in relation to this? Because I don't see
Nothing.
the item listed in city blue. Okay, I was thinking we had to approve an event insurance.
This was just information. If you guys had any questions?
Thank you to the volunteers.
You're welcome.
Any questions, input before we move on? Okay. Any public comment on agenda-related items? There'll be a public comment later for non-agenda items. Okay. Moving on to city business. Item number 1, council to review Vader Municipal Code, chapters 9 and 13. If everyone's had time to look at it, we've gotten a lot of input. If everyone feels comfortable with their input to this point, we'll get that sent off to the attorney for review so we can get a final draft back at
So,
an upcoming meeting?
so we have a number of open comments and questions related to it. So, I don't know, I guess I'm just asking a question. How do we, if council wants to approve that we send it to to the lawyer, I'm not yet satisfied with all these comments. So then we send these afterward. Some of my comments, well, first of all, we have all of John's comments for section 13, which Kristen responded in the last day or so, but I haven't had a chance to read them to make sure that the answers questions, but I feel like John needs a chance to review the answers to his questions. And there's some issues about noise where I'd like us to change the hours, the range of hours for when we allow noise. And I'd like a section added for industry. So we have a long list of questions and I'm curious how we want to move forward. One option is to send it off with all these questions. Another option is to, if we're changing the noise ordinance hours, I would think city council needs to know or agree. But is there a way to keep it moving? Like, can we send it to Jennifer and say that council's still making a few decisions so she could get started, but
We should really get that in her hands as fast as possible. And then we can send these questions along with her, along with that.
And we can always amend it, right?
So that she can take those into consideration as she's going through it.
Once she draws it up, it will come back to council too, just like other ordinances. So you'll have a final draft to read and you can make sure your questions or concerns were addressed.
Well, that's what I was thinking. If we send her these in 3 or 5 days, she'll still have time to incorporate them if there's certain items before we get the final version. Because I'm not prepared to approve it until we make sure that some of this noise ordinance stuff's included. So I just would want to make sure that she could get started and we could include some of the noise ordinance items.
Yeah, I mean, we could get her going on it and then, like I said, let her know there's a few more things incoming.
Okay.
We can do that. We've just been kind of kicking this down the road a little bit, and I know that there's a lot of reasons why. And so,
I feel like we've been killing ourselves to
and
get
so
it done.
we need to kind of pull the trigger and get it going, get this next level of review going.
So do we need a motion to send this off?
No, you don't.
Okay.
Just if everyone's in agreement, we'll move forward like that.
So is there going to be like a timeline of getting these read? This is taking 4 months, 1, 2 still not done, 9, 3.
I was going to recommend, oh, go ahead.
It'll be different next time.
Okay.
I'm going to recommend that we that we prioritize whatever is related to our next upcoming urgent items, such as the annex. I think there's something that we need to review regarding the annex. So I think we should prioritize those things. Then maybe go back to 1 and 2. And then I think we should get a break. I think we need to put a pause on this because this is a shocking amount of time to review these.
I was explaining to Sherry a couple days ago that this is a different, we went about this different than what we normally do for code updates.
Yeah.
Usually we say, hey, attorney, we need it changed or we need it updated. And she's like, okay, she does it, she sends it back, and then council looks at the draft agreement. This time, we thought, let's include council more in it and really get a lot of input before we send it to the attorney. And that method hasn't worked out as well as we hoped. And it's not anyone's fault, it just didn't work out as well as we hoped. And so there've been lots of really good input, and I'm not saying, I know you're giving me that look, and you're like, I know you spent hours and hours on this. No, the issue isn't that the council was working on it, it was that we kept coming back to the council meeting and be like, is there input at the council meeting? And it was input at the council meeting that probably wasn't the best way to go about it. Maybe we could hit it up with a workshop first.
So I think part of what was difficult is we didn't have track changes for lots of reasons, nobody's fault. I recently found out that we can pull down a Word version of the current items so I can compare and actually create track changes versions for everyone. So it will improve our ability to review. I do think it was appropriate for council to be involved, which was what my face was about and my outburst was about, because we're changing all the codes so dramatically. Typically, we send something to the lawyer if we're like, change these 5 items or we have these goals. we want to change it this dramatically, I do think it's appropriate for council to be involved. And so I felt a little incredulous that we should send it off to the lawyer first with all of these changes, was my shock.
Okay.
So I know Mike's been on the road for quite a bit. Has any other council member got inputs on 9 and 13? Except for Nicole and myself?
I spoke with Darren personally about mine. I went to the person who wrote it, so him and I talked about what my input was.
Were there changes as a result of your input? Those are the only items that need to be brought to all of us to know.
No, he answered my questions.
Yeah, so that's what we're trying to do with these, is when we have questions that can be answered and closed, we're closing them as quickly as we can. And when there's things that we need to discuss, we're flagging them to be discussed.
Right, but it's almost like, why is it Kristen? Why isn't the code writer person that you're talking to?
I am more than happy to send them to Darren instead.
Well, I just don't, I mean,
I
that was like.
don't know how it got started. We were just trying to solve it for everyone.
All right, because I was like, every time I have a question, I ask Darren or I talk to Joe.
I think maybe it's because, I don't know about Kristen, but I was just trying to be helpful, and Kristen and I had talked about a couple of other things and ways to manage it. That's probably how it got started. We were talking about how to manage it, and we were talking about this, and we were trying to alleviate.
And this all started before you became on the
Absolutely,
council.
but I've been sitting through every meeting.
Yeah.
So,
I think at the end of the day, I don't think Darren spends as much time in the office, so I was trying to alleviate going to him unless it's like items that he needs to put input in. If Kristen's like, oh, I know this or not, but I could send the file to Darren instead. I mean, that's easy.
I mean, I was,
It's up to you
if I
guys.
have a question, I'm like, okay, this is the wording. Now, how I looked at it is, as a person that lives in this town, can I go look up the code and find out what my rights are or what my neighbor's rights are or what, that's what I'm looking for.
What I'm looking for is a little bit different.
Okay.
Like, does it make sense? Is it applicable? Does it
Well,
make
that's-
sense? for us?
That's
Yeah,
also
so-
what I.
Oh, well, you were saying, like, does your neighbors find it?
No, I mean, I was like, is it, do I understand it as what is being stated? Like if I want to go find a code?
So your concern is who I'm asking questions to. I'm happy to.
No, I'm not, no, I just,
Kristen.
because you asked, you said you two are the only ones that had input. No, I've had lots of input with it, but I've just gone to Darren because I'm like, well, he's the one who wrote them.
Awesome.
And where, where he came up with what it is, why it is. So, and Joe, talk to Joe.
Awesome. I think it's fair for us all to have different approaches.
Yeah, I just feel like a little bit, been like a little too much for Kristen to have to deal with too.
Well, Kristen, it wasn't my intent to commandeer you into this. I will email Darren instead.
Watch out, Darren, here he comes.
I'm over him. I did my part.
All right, so where are we on this? So do we want to get going, get the attorney going on this and sending along her comments in a day or two? What would make you comfortable?
I think we should send them off as soon as we can.
Or do we want to wait just a little longer?
We keep pushing it down the road and pushing it.
What's your
down the
preference? Do you have a
road.
preference?
No, I don't have a preference.
Send them off, Joe.
Send them off.
With our recommendations.
Please note that we'll have some additional comments.
Absolutely,
Thank you.
always. And then, and I expect that when we get when we do get a draft back, and if we get one in the meantime, like, what do you call it, a draft due for a final draft? Half draft?
Pre-draft.
Pre-draft? We can get that to everyone too. That way you can look at it and have input as we go. Especially if you see something that says, this is certainly not what we intended.
So for the next ordinances we're reviewing, I think it would be helpful to review ordinances related to the things that are upcoming. So if there's a specific ordinance that needs to be changed for the annex or the water, those types of things I think should be the next priority.
Okay.
So if you could let us know what we should review next. that would
Okay.
help.
We'll figure that out and we'll let you know. Probably already know. All right, is that the plan?
Yep.
Yep, plan. Okay. All right, fun stuff. Council to consider resolution 05-2026, planning committee appointments. And so if you have that resolution in your packet for planning committee, there were 2 reappointments. Victoria Parsons and Scott Gross. And then also Nicholas Marty, who's here in the audience today. He came to the planning committee. We talked to him for, wow, I don't know, over an hour afterwards. Well-versed in our comp plan already. Actually, I had the letter of recommendation in your packet. His application is in the packet. He's very excited to be on the planning committee. I have no reservations at all suggesting his appointment.
Victoria said that she wanted to re-up?
She did. I have an email that could be public record if necessary to prove that.
Oh, she did?
She said yes.
Oh, okay. All right.
I had the same feeling when my wife said yes for the park board again. Really? I didn't ask her, though. Someone else asked her.
Make a motion that we appoint Nick to the planning committee.
Is that all on,
It's all on one resolution.
all on the resolution?
I make a motion that we approve resolution 205-2026, the planning committee appointments.
A motion, Mr. Daly, to approve resolution 05-2026. Do we have a second?
I second it.
Seconded. Any discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Congratulations, Ms. Marty.
Thank you.
You don't know what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah, you do.
He wears a suit and tie, it'll make Scott nervous.
I don't think, he's not in a suit and tie, he's in spandex or something.
All right, item number 3.
He's a runner. Gee whiz. I know it's awkward.
Just put your tie a little bit crooked when you meet Scott.
Duly noted.
Drive him nuts.
Scott already had an experience.
Oh,
All right, number 3, council to consider resolution 06-2026, park board appointments. Both Ken and Kelly were up for, their terms are up at the end of the month as well, and they've both said that they're willing to be reappointed.
then I make a motion that we approve resolution 06-2026.
Motion by Mr. Parsons to approve resolution 06-2026. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded. Any discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Number 4 was removed at the beginning. Number 5, council to review 6-year transportation improvement plan for the 2027-2032 years. So the transportation improvement plan is part of our annual requirement. It's a list of all the projects we'd like to get done in the city regarding roads. Some cities have huge multi-page documents like a comp plan. Vader is 1 sheet, which is fine. We're not obligated to get these done, and we're under no obligation to do them in the order that they're listed. So this is just more of a guideline than a plan. So tonight it's for your review, and on the document that you have in your packets, the first items are all the 2026 items that are going to be getting done this summer. We already have funded, and that's part of the granite contract. And so the final version that you'll see will have all the 2026 stuff removed, and it'll just go on from 2027 and on. But we included that on there just so you could see all the roads that we were getting worked on this summer.
Any possibility that that's going to be postponed because of oil prices or anything like that?
Not to my knowledge.
No. Good. There was last year or 2 years ago, they couldn't do the.
County was having issues sourcing enough. That's true.
Yeah.
But we're not going through county this year.
Okay.
And so as long as if you have any input, we can take your input on the transportation improvement plan. If not, we have to get it submitted to the state for SEPA review, and then we'll have a public hearing on it, and then it'll be available for approval. Discussion, input, questions? Okay, you'll see it again. Public comment, anything not on the agenda? Is there any public comment not on the agenda?
I have a quick comment.
Yes.
I've noticed an uptick in shade tree mechanic work going on A Street out on the, A Street. We're talking like, I don't know, brake jobs and rotors and wiring and all that kind of stuff. So I'm pretty sure there's probably an ordinance already in effect for, working on those things. And I don't, what do you call it, the business district? I don't even know what to.
Oh, so you're saying people working on vehicles on?
Yeah, on A Street.
On A Street in the
Yeah,
parking
and
areas?
Once in a while it happened, but it's like lately it's just been like a lot, yeah. So it's starting to look like a mechanic's yard out front there a little bit. From time to time, they do it up. But sometimes they'll pull on the sidewalk and, get underneath their shade underneath them. So I just want to make y'all aware of that.
Okay.
If there's anything that's already on the books for that.
I'm sure there's something that says you can't drive on the sidewalk.
I even looked through it. I know you guys are going through that right now, so I was figuring you guys know better than I would if there's already something on
Okay. All right, thank you.
a transmission or something. I don't know.
I know that's.
Not trying to be a pain.
Yeah, well, we're in the transition downtown where it's going from people that have established residences down there to it being a business area, and it's not necessarily their front yard. So, okay.
Right, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Any other public comment? Okay. Elected official comments.
Wait, back up to public comment. I'll do it under public comment. July 17th, Parwell Farms is inviting everybody for Movie in the Meadow again. We're going to be doing The Sandlot, and Lions Club is bringing popcorn. I believe that Little Falls Coffee is going to be doing some dirty sodas or something like that out there. Everything's free. We're not looking for anything. It's just.
No car show?
We're not doing a car show. No, not out there. Just come out and enjoy the movie, and you can walk around with the lavender and walk through the lavender, not walk around with the lavender. It'll stay put. No. So anyway, you're gonna see more. I've got some banners that I want to talk to Jason about, maybe down by the.
Put them on the fence?
Put them on the fence, and they have a QR code on them that people can get the information off the QR code. So that's it.
Fun, thank you. Any other elected official comments?
We've been looking for something to do about feral cats. If anybody has any ins with Humane Society or some organization that does neutering and spaying for cheap or for lower cost, get a hold of me, please. They've toned down some on the A Street, Main Street kind of area, but this is spring. I've already talked to several people that have multiple kitten loads. So, yeah, we're gonna be inundated again. So I'm just putting it out there. If anybody has any ins, get a hold of me.
And when you get a hold of that, pass it on, because the lady that bought Donna's house has got, I think, 7 or 8 over there that she's trying to deal with.
Yeah, it'll take a small team in order to be able to capture them, gather them, transport them, and then transport. It's like a thing. So,
Yeah.
but putting it out there.
All right. Love the cat news.
There'll be lots of cats, more.
Any other elected official comments? Okay, meeting adjourned, 6:58 PM.